I got the time to think what's right and real. To see behind those eyes. Take me away from here. Got the best of me. Want to be only one. And don't you leave it all with me. Hear me say, because don't want nobody without me so high. You know I'm just right on time. Because we're never too late, never too late, never too late. All we've got, true lies and no true love. Make it free, don't you stop. Take me to the sky above. Got the best of me, and you're the only one. And don't you leave it all with me. Hear me say, because don't want nobody without me so high. You know I'm just right on time. Because we're never too late, never too late, never too late. Hey, hey, don't want nobody without me so high. You know I'm just never too late, never too late.
Hello and welcome to a new Sabian Masterclass session. Today we'd like to welcome musician, teacher, author, clinician, great drummer, our good friend Patrick Metzger. Hello Patrick, how are you doing?
Hey, thank you. I'm fine. Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah. Hello, everybody, wherever you are. It's a pleasure to be here and doing this masterclass for you. I'm very happy to do
Thanks for
this.
taking the time and for joining. This video, this was actually a couple of years back when we introduced the H.H. Wenger series, right?
Yes, yes. I
Great
don't know.
performance.
I can remember, but I don't know the year. It was fun. I don't see the video for a long time, and I'm sitting here and enjoying that.
Yeah, it was a great studio, right? Noble Sound Studios as well.
Yeah, sure.
So the topic today actually is your top five left-hand exercises. So can you give us a little bit more details on why you choose actually those 5 exercises?
Yes. So sometimes in Germany they call me they call me the left hand trainer. I'm writing a I'm writing a workshop series in a German drum magazine, The Sticks, some years ago, and I put a lot of workouts and exercises together to train the weaker side. And for the most drummers, it is the left hand. And for today, I put the top five. I think the whole program was the top 20. The whole
Mhm.
workshop series was the top 20, and I choose the one of my favorites and the top five to show you, because these are good to show on the drum set. So
Okay, so we're looking forward. I'm moving out of the picture, and we have actually a question answering after the lesson. Okay, see you in a
I
bit.
hope. Yeah, thank you. So welcome again. Welcome to my studio here in Mannheim, Germany. Um, and yes, what I said before, I put five different exercises together, um, where I want to show you how you can train your weaker side, the left hand, on the drum set. So you have to know, or you can see in the video, um, that I'm playing open-handed. That's another story. Maybe we can talk about that later. Maybe Christian knows the story. Um, Before I changed to open-handed in 2003, 2000. It was because of Klaus Hessler, I have to say that. Um, but let's talk about that story later. Um, so, and if I was at that point, that's very important, and I have to say this before. If I was at that point to change from that one to this uh, position, I don't have time to practice all grooves and all stuff that I know again from the beginning to lead with the left hand to in this position to play like that, and I don't have the time. So I'm making a checklist: what can I play like this, what is good, or what I have to practice. So, and later on I came up with these different exercises, and yeah, what I say before, some years ago I writing a workshop series in a German drum magazine with that stuff. So um, um, I found out that I need a fitness program. I need a fitness program for my left hand to work on endurance, to work on speed, control, and power, and my coordination. So I want to give you an example. If you play like this, I choose a four on the floor groove. So you have to play the bass drum and the snare with the left hand exactly at the same time. No flams, not like that. Yeah, we all know it. And I was not able to play this in the beginning because to lock in the bass drum exactly uh, um, on the left hand. So this was a big problem for me in the beginning. Also leading all the grooves with the left hand. So I will come to my first point of the top five: the left hand lead stuff or the left hand lead exercises. So if you want to practice a little bit, um, uh, some things for your left hand, start on the snare drum and play some simple stickings. I want to start with singles, and I start with the left hand. Make some accents. I put some accents on it that you can hear. Um, Normally, if you say to a drummer, "Play me a single stroke roll," he often starts with the right hand because that's normal for us right-handed drummers. I'm right-handed too, by the way. So um, you have to think that the left hand is leading and try to start all this stuff on the snare with the left hand. Um, I put the camera, especially in this position, that you can see the left hand very good. So, other thing, try double stroke roll. So that's the easy stuff. You can start with that maybe for as a warm up or whatever you want. But give yourself a favor, don't use a metronome. Start in a comfortable tempo for you and don't use a metronome. Um, check out the details. Listen to the sound. Is the right hand exactly the same level as the left hand? And is it straight or is it going like a wave what you're playing? So paradiddle also. I like this paradiddle stuff. I'm doing a paradiddle a little bit faster and start with the left hand. So if you are fit, I would say, if you are fit with this stuff, please add some simple foot patterns on it. That can be very funny. So, because you start with the right foot and you have to play over cross now. That's the first drum set coordination thing, but leading with the left hand. So, I want to choose this one. We all know this simple foot pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and start with singles in 16. Can change to doubles. Change to paradiddle. So play what you want, play it for 1 minute, and add some foot patterns and make your brain make your brain clear that the left hand is leading. And yeah, by the way, a good coordination workout. um, Two things I want to show you on top. I like this grouping stuff, and if you play like a group of 3 in 60 notes like that, 1 2 3 4, we all know this. Add also the foot pattern again. One, two, three, four, one, two, three, four, one, two, three, four. Stuff like that. Play what you want, and yeah, the main thing is add some foot patterns for the coordination and start with the left hand. Um, I'm also uh, I'm a fan of Latin music, so I know a lot of these different Latin patterns, the clave stuff, the cascara pattern. Uh, I have it here later on, and I write down here on my paper the Chiquillo pattern. It sounds like this: ding, 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 ding. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. So choose whatever you want. Don't use a metronome. Listen on the details and try to lead with the left hand. That's the first step to make the left hand tight, I would say. Okay, I want to come to the next part, the second part of the 5. The camera is here. The part 2. It's the coordination part. So what we have here. Um, what I'm telling you before with this example with the 4 on the floor groove, I was not able to play a long time the left hand straight on top of the bass drum, like this. I can't do that in the beginning. And I came up with this idea to lock in the bass drum on every stroke I play with the left hand. So um, if I play for example, the groups of three again, I want to repeat it. Listen. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I lock in the bass drum on the accent with the left hand. So I'm playing exactly in this cross system. And if you are a freak, then play the hi-hat as a timekeeper. So in this slow tempo, I like to play 8 notes. So maybe, by the way, this is a other good thing you can try. Count the time. One point is count the time, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the second is count the pattern or sing the pattern that you're playing, like these groups of three. What I do with left, 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 left. This is very helpful for the brain and for the coordination. So these two things I change sometimes when I'm practice. Okay, so another thing I write down, maybe a paradiddle. Yeah. So I'm accent all the left hand in the paradiddle. Paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle now. Behind is the quarter note. And I look in the bass drum. So you can hear what I'm singing or when I'm counting, I'm changing sometimes. It's good, good stuff for the brain. So I think you know what I mean with these exercises to lock in the bass drum. And this stuff, you can play more patterns, what you want. Um, this stuff helps me out to play the bass drum exactly with the left hand. This was what I said before, one of the biggest problems if I change from that to that. Okay, let's come to the next point, and this is a very funny part. You can try that at home. I call it the copy and paste system. So if you're right-handed and play like this, or you have the right cymbal like me on this side, choose your favorite groove. Choose an easy groove, what you can play. And copy this groove into the to the left side to play the hi-hat with the left hand. I give you an example, and then you know what I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm leading with the right hand, and now I'm changing. Going back to the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So not too fast. So 4 bars or maybe 2 bars. Don't change every bar. That's too That's too hard. So this is the main thing of the system. But also here, listen on the details. I show you what I mean. Listen on the details and use your comfortable tempo. Don't use a metronome what makes you angry or give you stress. So I don't play like this. This is the side I know, and now I'm changing to. Sometimes I see drummers do like that. So you hear that the left hand is hitting the hi-hat very hard. The hi-hat is too loud, and the snare is not, the backbeat is not loud enough. So it don't groove. So the groove dynamics are not great, and so it don't groove. Listen on that details. Um, by the way, if you can see, I'm playing the right hand, the 8 notes in the right hand, really straight, no accents, no variations, and I copy this to the left side again. One short version. Now I'm changing. This is the same like this. And I copy the bass drum figure, it's still the same. And check out if the snare drum is the same level with the right hand or with the left hand. So I call it the copy paste system. So the next step, what you can do then, add some cymbal variations. I check one out for you. It's like this. So I also try to copy the variations in the grooves, what I'm playing. And on top of that, add some ghost notes. That can be difficult because your right hand has to play the ghost notes. This was also one point I can't do in the beginning. I was not able to hold my right hand in this position and play quiet notes. I always was the drummer who hitting the hi-hat very hard with the right hand. Okay, give you an example. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we change it. I think you know what I mean with the copy paste stuff. So at the end, you see I add some accents here on the downbeat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and I copy it also into the move. We call it the molar rip. You know that. So I copy also the accents that the groove has the same flow, I would say. Okay, this stuff. This is point 3. So play your favorite grooves, whatever you want, and try to copy it. So, and then add the variations. So I want to come to part 4. Now I have to say, I forget it before. I'm sorry. I have to say, if you play, if you want to practice the left hand on the hi-hat, it doesn't matter if you want to change to open-handed or if you want to make just for fun some exercises for your left hand. But please put the hi-hat down, because for a right-handed drummer has the hi-hat more in the higher position like that. So this is too low. But if you want to play the left hand on the hi-hat and you have the hi-hat in this position here, you don't practice very long. So after 5 minutes, it's too strong for your left arm, or you go like this. So um, try to put the hi-hat down, that your arm, your muscles, your wrist, everything is relaxed. So if you can see, I'm sitting very relaxed on the drum set with the right hand, with my right hand, and also with the left hand. Normally, I have to say this, on this point behind the camera, sometimes I have a small mirror where I can see my position, because sometimes I have problems with my back, as every drummer. And I try, this helps me out to sit on a great position. Okay, let's go on. So please put the hi-hat down, that your left arm is in a straight position, and please don't play like that. I go a little bit higher. So this is a straight, I like to say this is level 0. Then I can go up, maybe with a molar whip, or play with a wrist, whatever I want. But I don't play in this position too low, because this is not a great position for the arm. And if you want to do this, it's a very big move. Okay, so part 4 is the endurance part. Work on the endurance for the left hand, to play fast, to play strong. And a good thing is, what helps me out, I play a groove. I'm choosing the same groove now for you, a little bit slower, and then I make the how to say, I'm going from 8 notes into 60 notes on the high. I play this with the left hand. I show you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see my position, and now playing 60 notes. The groove is still the same. 3, 4, 1. Relaxed position. And again. So, for all the teachers who are looking here, I like to explain this with the same move like a basketball, with a in the wrist, if the wrist is very relaxed. So, okay, please check out and don't play like this. Now comes the 16th notes. Okay, it's over. Woo, thank you. And now it comes again. Oh, 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 oh. So, it don't look good and it don't sound good. And it's very strong and hard for the left hand. You also can hear that the 60 notes are too loud in the groove. The groove dynamic is not correct. It don't sound good. It don't groove. Okay, so the next level, the next step in this workout, if you play some accents, copy the accents also into the 60 note part, like that. Like some 8 note accents, and now I do like that. Eight notes, and then the 16 notes with accents. One time, and like this. The last example, maybe play it with offbeats, or play a shuffle and triplets like that. can help you to get a little bit more endurance in the left hand, and don't get in stress if you have to play a short part with more notes or variations, fast variations. This also is stuff what helps me out. So it's very controlled. Two bars normal and 2 bars with a little bit more action in the left hand. Okay, we are coming to the time is running, and we are coming to the last part, point 5, and this is one of my favorites. So I call this the right hand groove and the left hand cowbell. So if you can see, I have a cowbell here on the left side near the hi-hat. So this is easy for a right-handed drummer because you can play the groove only with the right hand and play the hi-hat and the snare drum with the right hand. Like this. So, and the left hand is free. And the left hand can play whatever you want on the cowbell. You can play some reading stuff from thousands of books, or I add also some Latin patterns. What I say before, I'm a fan of this stuff. And this can help you in a band when you play different styles. And if you don't have a percussion player, that can help you to make the grooves a little bit more, so makes it cooler. Okay, I choose a 4 on the floor groove to give you an example, like the house. Let's take this one. Now I'm adding the clave, the solid clave with my left hand. This sounds really good. I remember that I'm playing in some party bands and top 40 bands long time ago, and sometimes we are playing this party music, Gloria Estefan stuff and songs like that. This is very, very cool. Sometimes it's just enough to play quarter notes and the whole band is going like, whoa, great. Give you an example of that. Another famous groove. Feel free, play what you want. It's really easy because as a right-handed drummer, what I say before, you don't choose simple grooves for the right hand and try to make stuff in the left hand. There's also a good independence workout, so you can do it on the Independence Day. It's on Saturday, I think. So the Saturday workout. The last one is one of my favorites, and I call it the halftime songo. I'm playing a songo with the right hand and doing the snare on 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now I'm opening the hi-hat on 1 and 4. Sounds like this. Now I'm adding the Cascara pattern on the left hand. A little bit faster. stuff like that. Maybe you can use it in your bands. And what I say, sometimes I play it in party bands, and the whole band is going like, "Whoa, this is cool, man! Great! Wow, wow! The other drummer don't do this, yeah." So yeah, so thanks uh, for watching this. I hope it was cool, and yeah, these was the top 5 left-hand workouts, especially for the drum set. I have more workouts and stuff like that, only for snare or for practice pad. But on a drum set, I want to show you some examples of my favorites. Thanks for watching, and yeah, feel free to send me your emails or whatever you want. Facebook, Instagram. Christian, here
This is
you are
great. This is
you
great, sir. Thanks, Patrick.
thank thank you. You know me for a long time, and you know my stuff. So
But actually, one question I have right here is why? What made you started actually playing open-handed? What gets you actually into not crossing the six any longer, but playing open-handed?
okay, this is what I'm saying in the beginning is of the story. Okay, so um, take your time. It's a long story. It's for the whole evening. No, so I try to make it short. I was begin to study music in 2000 or September 2000, and I had a really famous teacher at this time, a really famous German teacher. His name is Udo Dahmen. Jost Nickel, Benny Grape, Annika, Moritz Müller. You know all these guys. Um, we all have lessons with Udo. So, and I was playing like that. I grew up and playing like this. Uh, my first lessons, and I start studying music, drum set, with this position. And then one day, after 2 years or 3 years, I can't remember, um, Udo left the school. He changed to another school. This is another story why and stuff, but he was gone, and he was not my teacher again. And at this point, I don't know what I'm practice. So the guy who tell me this is good for you, you have to practice this, you have to practice Latin grooves, you have to play all this grouping stuff, you have to work on your independence and coordination, try to make some linear drumming, check out some David Garibaldi grooves, whatever. The guy who tell me what I have to do was gone. And at that point, I don't practice. I only sit there and play. I'm watching a Steve Gadd video. I'm playing like this. So I'm watching a Dave Weckl video, put the toms like this, and play also like this. Then I saw a Marco Miniman video, or one of my favorites, Todd Zuckerman, and put the right cymbal there, and a few toms like this, and then I yeah, with Marco Miniman, put the China there and play stuff like that. But it was only fun, and I don't practice, and I don't feel well at the moment, at this moment, and um, I think about to cancel my studium. I think about to cancel the studium and think maybe this is not the right job for you. And then happened the new teacher at this school after Udo was Klaus Hessler. And Klaus became the new drum department chief, and he helps me out of this black hole, of this crisis where I am, uh, where I was at that time. And Klaus started to work on my left hand and show me, just for fun, show me some grooves to play like this with paradiddles and stuff. And Klaus helps me out of this situation because I begin to practice again. I don't feel boring on the drum set. The fire in me was again, uh, the fire in me was born new. So this is the long story short, and then yeah, Klaus, I'm very thankful to Klaus still today, because maybe I would be sitting here if this point not happened. And then still today I'm playing at that point. 2003, 2004, the journey starts 2003, and it was a 1 year, the testing year, 2003, 2004, where I have lessons with Klaus, and this changed my whole uh, playing. This changed my this changed everything. And I have to say it again. I'm very thankful to Klaus, and we're still in contact. We're still in contact till today. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe he's looking this.
Yeah, hello at this point, right, to Klaus, and great teacher and great friend of ours, right, and great player.
Yeah.
So, do you have a special practice routine when you actually sit down for practicing? Do you have some certain routine that you go through, or warming up routine?
Yes, a little, a little. It depends on it depends on what I want to do. So I don't have a fixed rudiment or a fixed pattern what I'm playing every day. But one of my favorites is I show you. Make the snare off. I'm starting with the left hand because it's the theme for today. So um, I'm starting playing fast triplets, starting with the left hand. A little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm adding some foot patterns. Singles, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I go to doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And also do paradiddle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Or a waltz, and this is gonna be it's not straight. So I try to play this stuff, the triplets going on, and on the other side of the wall, you can see it in the camera, is a big clock. So I try to play a pattern or a foot pattern around about 1 minute and keep going all this fast stuff. This makes me relaxed and
Warming up and relaxed. Yeah.
yeah. And I look
So,
in the mirror what is here. So sometimes I
right.
do something like that and go going up for my bag.
Right. So one question actually coming in was about PDFs. If there are PDFs available of these exercises. Yeah, Christian Lichthaler asked, will there be a PDF?
Yes. If
You,
Christian is German, I have this PDF best of or the top 20, I think. I have a PDF. So if you are interested in that, send me an email on my website patrickmetzger.com or .de, and I can send you the PDF. I have it in German, but if we have some requests, I can translate it in English. That is not a problem. But please
that
give
would be
me
great. Yeah, and
please.
we can post a link in the comments then, right?
Yes, I can do it.
And there's some plenty more exercise, I'm sure, in your books actually, right? You released 2 books, right?
Yes. They're in German, but don't care about it. So this was the first book. This is only a play along book where you hear the music I'm playing with last year's um, with different friends and different artists. I'm putting these songs into a play along book. So, I mean, the lyrics are in German, but if you can see, if you are interested also um, in the music and want to check out this play alongs, I can send you this. Don't care about the German explaining. The notes are still the same. So if you can see, just for example, not everything is written out. It's just um, a few informations um, in as a lead sheet, small lead sheet. And if you can see it here, is level 1. And if you are good with that, you can play the same song in level 2, or you can play level 3. It's more stuff in there, or you can play your own stuff, whatever you want. And by the way, um, this is my CD. All the songs on the CD are here on a play along book. But um, we have the you can also get only the play alongs with the click track on iTunes. So we have the link, can put it in here, that you can have only the play alongs. If you want to have the whole book, yeah. And the second book, Christian knows it. The, the second book, this is my personal working stuff, my practice stuff, how I practice different grooves, different fills, how I practice with a metronome, stuff like that. So, what my uh, 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 my teaching concepts, I would say, my teaching concepts I put together in this book. Okay, it's in German, but the song you hear in the beginning in the video, the Never Too Late song, is also here as a play along. And don't care about it. It's also available on iTunes. So here it is. Give me a second. Here it is. The Never Too Late song. What you hear in the video. These are the lead sheet. But if you want to have the play along, go on iTunes and looking for that. And there you have the play along from Never Too Late. I'm working
Great
on
stuff.
a. I have to say, I can't say it. I'm working on a new book at the moment, but I don't want to say something about the index.
It's secret, it's still secret.
Secret.
So we have a question here from Adele saying, playing on a right-handed kick, but I'm left-handed. My right hand is much weaker. So basically assuming to just switching the exercises, right? So
Yes,
from
yes,
left to
yeah,
right-handed.
of course. Yeah, that's the simple way. So she's playing right-handed. The kick is
Playing on a right-handed kick, but I'm left-handed. Right hand is much
okay. Now I
weaker.
got okay.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah. Um, change the exercises, and sometimes I have students where also are left-handed, and they play like this. And uh, um, my thing is what I check out about all these the last years. The drummers who are left-handed, they don't have a problem to lead with the left hand. They have problems if they play fill-ins, because
Mhm.
if you lead with the left hand and playing fast fill-ins, your right hand is every time uh, in the way.
Right. Playing on the right-handed drum kit. I set it up on
Yes,
right-handed.
so drummers like that have to practice her uh, her weaker side to lead the fill-ins clockwise, maybe on that. Or sometimes you have the problem that left hand um, guys are also left foot guys, and if they play the bass drum with the right foot, the bass drum, right foot is not strong enough, so they don't have to practice the left hand stuff. They have to practice the right foot to
Mhm.
get it stronger.
Right. Yeah. So Adele is just mentioning can't do right hand ghost notes. Right. So all different dynamics, probably. Right.
Okay. Maybe one one tip. Um, Try to play single stroke singles between the hi hat and the snare, and start like that. It's very important that you have your right arm and your right hand in this position, not too high. If the right hand is too high and you're playing with the wrist, the snare is too loud. So I know what you mean. Some years ago, I had the same problems. So put the right hand down and play some singles and try to make a small move with the wrist on the snare. And yeah, that helps you to figure out a good low position for the right hand. This can this would be the first step. I would start in a lesson here with you.
Great. Thanks. Got a question about how you choose your cymbal setup. Actually, I've seen there's an Omni right cymbal. I think a custom made right
Yeah.
cymbal.
Yes, this is one this is from the custom shop. Um, I have three of them. I have three of them. So it looks like an Omni, but actually, uh, maybe some of you can remember the Picante hand crash in the AAX series, and this is a 20-inch Picante hand crash. They are only available in 16 and 18, and I want to have a 20 right crash. I can play a little bit for you. So you hear I have the normal typical right ping. I have a great bell. I like this bell. It's not too loud. Maybe you have a rock ride or with big bells. Sometimes it's too loud, and you can crash it. It's really thin. Maybe you can see it if I'm putting here. It's really thin, like the Picante hand crash. They are very thin, um, and you can put it down like this. Yeah, the Omni are a little bit thicker here, and the what is it? The 19-inch Omni. I try it also. Maybe I have it here in my room somewhere. But the thing is, the bell is very small. I use that cymbal if I'm playing small stages because it's not loud and the bell is very small and not loud. So, but this is one of my favorites. It's like a 20-inch um, Picante hand crash that I'm using for ride cymbal.
Yeah, available from the custom shop. Right. The regular model is like the Omni AAX Omni is 22-inch. Right.
Yeah, but
And
I can't play
then
it. It's too big.
then I know you have some interesting stack combinations as well, right? Using stack combinations.
Yes, normally I use them, but not in this setup in my room. Um, but I can show you.
But with the Chinese symbol, right? You also
Yeah,
have
yeah,
a
yeah. Here's also a little bit a little prototype. I came up with or it was not my idea. It's the idea of Phil Maturano. Hi, Phil. Um, and I saw this Chinese in one of his videos, and I like the sound. It's it's not loud like a normal China, and um, it's it's very short. It's like and then it's gone. And what I do, I put some sizzles in here. You can see. Whoa, you can see. I put some sizzles in here, and sometimes what I do is to put another Chinese on top in here, uh, or these like a splash, or like the small holy china. This works very good if you put a small china holy china, like the 8 or 10-inch holy china, into a bigger china and play it as a stack. This is really great. Try that. I like it. I play it in my workshop kit if I'm playing drum clinics or doing workshops. um, I play a stack like this. I like this very much.
great. Thanks. So we have one more question here, actually, before wrapping up. Um, from Arunava asking, can you explain how to upgrade ghost notes? Basically, I think maybe some ghost notes exercises, how to practice ghost note.
Okay, especially with the right hand, or normally left hand or right hand, it doesn't matter, I think.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't say in the question.
Yeah,
Maybe
just
some exercises you suggest for
okay.
ghost
Yeah,
notes.
why not? um, that's also stuff I do some years ago to check the ghost notes in the right hand. So I like 4 on the floor grooves, so I'm playing a 4 on the floor. The 4 on the floor bass drum give me always a good feel. It's like the personal metronome. So now I'm choosing the 4 16 notes positions. The first position is right on the bass drum. It don't make sense. Now I'm going to the second 60 notes, especially for Adele. Look into the small move of the right hand. The right hand is still here, not up. So this is the whoa. This is the second. Now the third position. It's the 8 note, and then the fourth position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So, and I move that. Then I repeat and do it with 2 ghost notes, 2 60 notes. 1, 2, 3. The first 2. Next. 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 All the 60 note offbeat. I mean, this is the simplest thing because you're playing a single stroke roll leading with the left hand. That's what I'm showing you before for Adele with a low position in the right hand. So
Okay, great. Patrick, thank you very much for taking the time and
thank you
joining
for
us for the masterclass.
inviting me. I hope you can understand all my whole explaining what I want to tell you. So English is not my first language, but
It's very good.
the drummers know what I mean.
Drummers talk.
Thanks a
Right?
lot. Thanks a lot to Sabian. Christian, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
You take me into the Sabian family since 20 years ago now, I think.
Yeah, almost
Something about
20 years ago.
And I'm still happy, thanks to Sabian, to make my wishes with some custom-made cymbals, what I sometimes want and try. And thanks for everybody watching this. If you are interested, I'm also teaching on Skype. Send me an email. Check out my play-alongs if you want them on iTunes. Feel free to send it. And thanks a lot. It was fun.
Thanks everybody for watching. Stay safe and till next time. Thanks everybody.
Bye.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.